Have you ever helped a stranger without expecting anything in return, only to discover years later that one small act changed both of your lives forever? Sometimes kindness disappears into the past like a forgotten memory. But every now and then, life brings people back together in the most unbelievable way. Today's story is about a nurse, an injured single father, and a promise that neither of them even knew had been kept. Imagine walking into work for another ordinary day, only to come face to face with the person who once saved your life. You don't recognize them at first. They don't recognize you either. But as the truth slowly unfolds, both of them realize that kindness never truly disappears, it simply waits for the right moment to return. Before we begin, if stories like this touch your heart, please subscribe to Spread Kindness, give this video a like, and leave a comment telling us about a time someone showed you unexpected kindness. Your support helps us share more inspiring stories with people around the world. It was a rainy Tuesday evening when Sarah Parker started her shift at the emergency room in Chicago. She had worked as a nurse for nearly 10 years, and she thought she had seen everything. Every day brought new patients, new emergencies, and new families hoping for good news. Just before midnight, the ambulance doors burst open. "We have a construction accident," one of the paramedics shouted. Sarah rushed over with the medical team. The patient was a tall black man in his late 30s. His left shoulder was badly injured, and his forehead was covered with cuts. Despite the pain, he kept asking the same question. "My daughter. Is Maya okay? Please tell me she's safe." The paramedic smiled. "She's perfectly fine. She wasn't hurt." Only then did the man finally relax. Sarah noticed something about him. Even while lying on the stretcher, he thanked every nurse, every doctor, and every paramedic who helped him. "My name is Marcus Johnson," he said softly. "Thank you for taking care of me." As Sarah cleaned the cuts on his face, she noticed old burn scars running across his right arm. "Those look painful," she said gently. Marcus smiled. "5 years ago there was an apartment fire. I got lucky." Sarah paused for a moment. "A fire?" Marcus nodded. "I heard a little girl crying from inside the building. I didn't think. I just ran in." Sarah's hands suddenly froze. Her heart began racing. 5 years earlier, when she was only 24, Sarah had been trapped inside a burning apartment after an electrical fire. Thick smoke filled every room. She had nearly lost consciousness before someone carried her outside. She never saw the man's face. The smoke was too thick. She only remembered one thing. The firefighter later told her that the man who rescued her had badly burned his arm while protecting her from falling debris. Sarah slowly looked down at Marcus's scarred arm. Her voice became almost a whisper. Did the little girl have a blue teddy bear?" Marcus looked surprised. "Yes." Sarah felt tears filling her eyes. "That little girl was me." Marcus stared at her in complete silence. For several seconds neither of them spoke. Finally Marcus laughed softly. "I guess life really is full of surprises." Sarah couldn't hold back her tears. "You saved my life." Marcus smiled. "I'm just glad you're here." Over the next few days Marcus remained in the hospital while doctors treated his shoulder. Sarah visited his room whenever she had a break. She learned that Marcus had lost his wife to cancer 3 years earlier. Since then he had been raising 8-year-old Maya alone. He worked 2 jobs to provide for his daughter and never complained about how difficult life had become. Every evening Maya visited after school. She always hugged her father before doing her homework beside his hospital bed. Sarah couldn't help smiling whenever she watched them together. Marcus never acted like a hero. He never mentioned the fire unless someone asked. To him, saving another person had simply been the right thing to do. One afternoon Sarah finally asked him something she had wondered for years. "Weren't you scared?" Marcus looked out the hospital window. Of course I was. So why did you go inside? He smiled. My mother always told me that courage isn't about being fearless. It's about choosing kindness even when you're afraid. Those words stayed with Sarah long after her shift ended. Before Marcus was discharged, Sarah quietly spoke with the hospital's social worker. She learned that Marcus had no paid leave from work. His injury meant weeks without income. Medical bills were already beginning to pile up. Sarah couldn't ignore it. She remembered the man who had risked everything for a stranger. Now it was her turn. She shared Marcus's story with a few co-workers. Then another nurse donated. A doctor joined in. Soon the entire hospital staff wanted to help. Someone organized an online fundraiser. Local businesses donated groceries. A hardware store gave Marcus gift cards. A community organization offered free after-school care for Maya while Marcus recovered. Within 2 weeks they had raised enough money to cover his medical bills and replace several weeks of lost income. When Sarah handed Marcus the envelope, he looked completely overwhelmed. I can't accept all this. Sarah smiled. You already did. He looked confused. You accepted the risk of saving my life 5 years ago. Marcus lowered his head as tears rolled down his cheeks. I never expected anything back. I know, Sarah replied. That's exactly why you deserve it. Months later Marcus returned to work stronger than ever. His shoulder healed well. Maya continued doing well in school. Sarah remained close to both of them. They celebrated birthdays together. They shared holiday dinners. The family Marcus thought he had lost slowly grew again in unexpected ways. One Saturday, Sarah attended Maya's elementary school graduation ceremony. When Maya stepped onto the stage, she proudly announced that she wanted to become a nurse one day. The audience applauded. After the ceremony Maya hugged Sarah tightly. You inspired me. Sarah smiled through happy tears. No, sweetheart. She looked toward Marcus. Your dad inspired both of us. Marcus simply smiled, just as he had years ago when he carried a frightened little girl out of a burning building without asking her name. Life has a beautiful way of reminding us that kindness is never wasted. Every caring word, every helping hand, and every brave decision plants a seed that may bloom years later in ways we could never imagine. Marcus never expected to meet the little girl he rescued, and Sarah never imagined she would one day have the chance to repay the man who saved her life. Yet because one person chose compassion over fear, countless lives became brighter. As you go through your day, remember that someone may desperately need your kindness, even if you never learn their name. A single act of compassion can echo across years, changing hearts, healing families, and inspiring future generations. Keep believing in the goodness of people. Keep choosing kindness whenever you can. Because the smallest act of love today might become someone's greatest miracle tomorrow.